What's going on, everybody? Pilgrims in the earth. Back at y'all again. First and foremost, like always, all praises go to the Most High. Secondly, thank you for everybody who been supporting the channel. If you shared, if you liked, if you simply just viewed the video, I appreciate it. I'm a bit tired, you know what I'm saying? It's a little late over here. Just up like usual, getting some work done, wrapping things up, trying to push myself. I'm a night owl. But sometimes we gotta make those sacrifices, right? But anyway, man, I had some things on my mind. Spiritual civil war. Spiritual civil war. A lot of us are at war, with our spouses. A lot of us are at war with our friends. A lot of us are at war with our coworkers. A lot of us are at war with people in our neighborhoods and our, places that we frequent, familiar environments. We're just basically just co-inhabiting with each other, but we're at war with each other because we might have difference in lifestyle, difference in culture, difference in our mindsets. Like the scriptures say, a house divided against itself cannot stand. And overall, a nation divided against itself cannot stand. And America being a place full of different religious beliefs and many different ideologies, I think it's one of the most unique places in the world. You can basically believe anything, but I think in the age of understanding and everybody has truth. So many different paths that people follow. I think it's causing a lot of variances, between households. So that's why I call it spiritual civil war, because in this age it just seems like everybody is at variance with each other. First off, let me get the definition. Even though I kind of twisted the definition as far as the context of this video, civil war we know is a war between citizens of the same country. A war between citizens of the same country. But in the context of this video, I'm basically just showing, a spiritual civil war. A spiritual civil war not only with the people in your lives physically, but a spiritual civil war. You know, a lot of us are battling with ourselves, with our old selves. Overall. Me personally, every day I wake up, I try to, improve or self-evaluate and examine myself and what I can do better than yesterday, how I can be a better person. I realize that I'm not perfect, so I'm at war with myself, with this flesh. Especially if you're a Bible believing person, you understand that there are dark forces that are trying to stir up things and temptations and lust and things like that, that where you can always be weak to. So you have those spirits that are always lurking to tempt you with these different things. But not to go too far off topic, but yeah, man, it's a lot of things going on in this world in this time. We are definitely in the end times, and yeah, you have to be conscious of these things and the times and the seasons that we are in. But yeah, man, that's just what was on my mind. Excuse me. But yeah, a lot of us are at battle with familiar environments because of growth and change. Don't be a butterfly amongst caterpillars. Don't be a butterfly amongst caterpillars. Have people that's in your people that you frequent with, people that you associate yourself with. Make sure it's people on the same path that you are trying to go, or people that's on the path that you're on. because a lot of us are holding on to relationships that doesn't it contradicts our path. You know what I'm saying? Not only does it contradict our path, but it directs our path in a whole nother direction. So let's say if let me think of an example. If I'm looking and trying to grow to be a doctor to get in the medical field one day, I shouldn't be hanging in criminal justice, you know, people that are lawyers and, people are prosecutors and things like that. I need to be hanging with people that's in the medical field like myself. People who, of the same mind, uh, and the same purpose that I'm trying to follow. A lot of us, and I'm speaking for me personally because through the years, I found myself trying to frequent with those old environments, but having a new mindset. And sometimes we have friends of old times, and you still trying to have that same feeling that you had when you was young, but you have kind of grew. You kind of grew, and you're experiencing a growth process, but you're still trying to be friends with people that are not on the same path as you. So in return, you're kind of you're delegating your purpose, and you're trying to fit inside of a situation where you grew out of already. So it's causing conflict, and a lot of people they'll keep you around. They find you amusing. It's entertaining what you believe to them. It's interesting. So they'll keep you around, but I guarantee you, when you walk out that door, you are the laughing stock. Everything that you believe in, all the confidence that you have in this new spiritual awakening that you have found, a lot of them are looking at you like you're crazy. Not only that, not only just that, it's intimidating to a lot of people. The majority of the world, I would say over 90% of people are just followers. When I say there's just followers, they follow anything that they're told, whatever they see on the TV, whether they see on the phone, whatever they see in their everyday life, they follow the routine that they see of everybody else that has came before them do. And most of us are like that. But there are a few of us that are, we look at this life and this situation, and we try to make the best out of it that we can. We try to make a long lasting impression while we're here. You know, me personally, I'm at the point in my life where I want to make my name live longer. I want to make the example for my children a little bit more sufficient. I want my children to look up to me, and I got all boys, so I want my boys to look up to me as their superhero. You get what I'm saying? So now I'm starting to realize what I do for them or what I do here, it will live on. It will live on. So that's my purpose going forward is doing just that. And I understand that it's a lonely walk. You get what I'm saying? Of course, I have, me personally, I have friends and, people that are on the same path. But overall, over the years, I can see that, having this mindset of trying to be different and stand out, not trying to be different, but just being different and coming into a lot of understanding and truth, naturally, there's a natural separation from everybody. So what we're seeing is a reaction to a lot of things being revealed in the earth. A lot of things that we learned as far as, sorry, man, I got a throat problem. A lot of things like the understanding or truth of holidays, traditions that we follow. not just holidays, but certain things like medical choices, vaccinations. But anyway, education, educations that we grew up learning, things like that. Trying to think of some more things, not just education, religious beliefs. A lot of us have kind of learned certain things that kind of turns us off about these things, and we try to separate from them. And the majority of people in the world, they want to hold on to these things, what we call traditions. So I think the people that are trying to separate from that tend to be like a enemy in your household. So that's why I say civil war, spiritual civil war. But yeah, not to be long with it. Sorry about that. So it kind of ends up being like a I don't want to say a good versus evil because of course everybody might think they're good. I think people are just naturally in this generation are starting to just accept evil. They're moving the evil or good goalposts. Things that used to be acceptable or things that wasn't once acceptable are now the norm or the standard. For example, unaliving a child or unaliving a baby, that was unheard of. That was a shame. Or, having a child as a teenager, that wasn't a norm, but now it's acceptable. Um, yeah, just a lot of these things that we accept now is it wasn't it wasn't a normal thing, once upon a time, and it's getting worse. But yeah, man, I wanted to get into this and overall, real quick, to wrap this up. My final thought. I think that Christ is separating the wheat from the tares. Christ is separating the wheat from the tares. Um, I believe that there's a elect, there's a chosen people who are not going to accept things the way they are. Um, they won't just follow what Simon says, no matter who you are, whether it be their mother, their father, their children, their cousins, the people that they grew up with, their pastor. If you go outside of what God is speaking, we're just we're gonna separate ourselves. So a lot of this is causing a lot of confliction, and this is good confliction, right? I'm gonna show you why. Because the one that's causing it, like I said, is Christ. Christ is the one causing the divide for good reason, because there's judgment coming. When judgment happens, you have many things that happens. You have a lot of death. Just being plainly honest, you have death. Uh, I don't want to be standing next to somebody. Yeah, I don't want to be standing next to somebody that is at variance with the Most High, or is an enemy of the Most High for that fact. But yeah, man, I want to be standing next to people that have the same mindset that I have, who want to go the same places that I want to go. But I think a lot of us are just, like I say, we're coexisting with people that don't have the same goals that we have or purposes in life that we have. So it's causing a lot of confliction. And at the same time, Christ and the Most High is asking us to pick a side. And on the other side, Satan will create a world and an environment where evil has to pick a side. So overall, you have spiritual civil war. Um, Also, you have people that have bad intentions for you in your life. Um, I notice with a lot of good people in this evil world typically is looked at as weak. people that has been damaged and living in their dysfunctions with people are opportunists. So if they see you're a good person, a good genuine person, they'll use that as an opportunity to keep you around and you know, get to the next stop that they need to go. Especially in especially if you have a light that shines on you. If you listening to this, you know what I mean. You always had a light that shine. That kind of you are a type of person that people can find comfort in you. You're a type of person that can give good advice, you know, good wisdom, good understanding. You kind of have a pure outlook on life. So you were chosen to be a light to this world, and a lot of people they might not admit that, but they can see that on you. So in return, a lot of people kind of suck a lot of energy out of you, but they're unable to return that energy. But yes, Christ is causing this separation or this divide, might I say. So let me get into it, man. This is let me go to Matthew chapter 10. Matthew chapter 10 and 34. You know, because I always like to revert back to the Bible. Matthew 10 and 24. All right. So, I'm sorry, 10 and 34. First, let me go to verse 33. It says, or 32. Whosoever therefore shall confess me before men, him will I confess also before my Father which is in heaven. So, nobody's bigger than the program. Ain't that what they say in a gang life? Nobody's bigger than the program, meaning Christ is the program. There's people that are going to be on the path. There's people that's going to be off the path. Not saying that everybody's going to be perfect and have a straight walk all the way to the kingdom, but you have to understand there's people that's going to fall off for the long haul. A wise man fall up 7 times, but a wicked man will stay thereon. There's people that's going to fall off and they're going to try to drag you along with them. But you have to have good discernment to understand when somebody have fallen off for the long haul. And also you have to be patient with your brothers and sisters and consistently be in prayer. You know, me personally, I'm one that have, had my trials and tribulations. So I understand everybody goes through their tests in life. But what I'm saying is when you have family, friends, anybody that's in your life who's pulling you down or being a burden to you and bringing these temptations in your life that you have climbed up out of, or putting you in a ditch that you have climbed up out of, it's time to separate. So whosoever shall confess me before men, him will I confess also before my Father which is in heaven. Self-explanatory. But whosoever shall deny me before men, him will I also deny before my Father which is in heaven. The Most High gonna be forget friends, forget family, all of that stuff. I understand it, but we're living in a time where the Most High has to be your best friend. You know, we have, especially your immediate family, especially if you have children that depend on you. You need to set the example and create a clean space for your children. These demons are rampant, and they're looking for hosts to. They're like parasites. They're looking for hosts to take over your body and destroy you, and destroy everything that's good about you. That's what this wicked world is. It says, "Think not that I come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword. I come not to send peace, but a sword. Well, I came not to send peace, but a sword." So, ultimately, the judgment, that's what that is. He's not coming for peace the second time. I know the notion is, he's going to come back and he's going to heal the earth. And yes, he's going to heal the earth. But anytime there has a healing process. There has to be a purification process. Like you had the Great Flood, a lot of people died, right? Or you had Sodom and Gomorrah, a lot of people died, right? Yeah, even coming out of Egypt, these people had to go through a purging process. The earth needs to be purged of the wicked. A lot of people will cleave unto their dysfunctions, their demons, and they just simply won't let them go. For I am come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. And a man's foes shall be they of his own household. Those same people who you grew up with, where you say, yeah, we gonna be dogs for life, or we gonna be, we gonna grow up, and our families gonna grow together, our children gonna grow together. I'm sorry, but you just don't know what what your life will bring. The Most High only knows that. A lot of us outgrow situations. We outgrow people and situations. A lot of y'all can't seem to get along with the people of your past because you've outgrown what you used to do with those people, and they're stuck in that. They're stuck in that. So when you start to not want to partake in those same things, they're looking at you like, oh, you think you better than us. Or you think you something because you don't want to partake in the same things that we do, that you used to do. So you think you better, huh? So that's what it is, man. A lot of our foes will be of our own households. None of the people of the Bible, when they start to walk the path of the Most High or be righteous amongst wickedness, they never were liked. So when you're on the path of righteousness, don't be surprised when you're not favored. You should always be trying to seek favor from the Most High, not from man. Man is a liar. Yeah. So in a man's foes shall be they of his own household. He that loveth the father or mother more than me is not worthy of me, and he that loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. And he that taketh not his cross and followeth after me is not worthy of me. I think that's one of the most controversial scriptures, because a lot of people say, why would I cut my mother off or my father off for Christ? Because your mother or your father can be stuck somewhere that you have graduated from. And I know that sounds very not trying to be harsh, but what I'm saying, let's say this, right? If we're on this ship and it's sinking, and you're telling your mother, your father, hey, we need to get off of this ship because, I can see that it's sinking, and you have children. You're trying to get your children off, and you're like, hey, come on, mom, dad, come on. And they're just sitting there like, no, we're not going anywhere. And if you love us, you will stay here with us. No. That's a great example of that. No, I'm not going to die with you. Simple and plain. That's just an example. I'm not talking about anything specific or anything like that. But that's it. That's literally, we're in that situation. Life is getting really real, But yeah. So, and he that taketh not his cross and followeth after me is not worthy of me. So if you ain't putting in the work, you ain't putting in a sacrifice, you ain't putting a compromise in that Christ had to do, how are you worthy of him? There's no shortcut. We're all going to go through tribulation on this earth because we're not like them. They're not like you. You know what I learned, and it's truth, man? A lot of people, they're just doing it because it feels good. It seems right. But when you doing it really, and you willing to take death, and you don't see nothing in this world that satisfy you, it's a whole nother different purpose. It's a whole nother different purpose. Where you willing to take scrutiny, shame, people spitting in your face. If you willing to turn the other cheek, when somebody hits you on the other one, not physically, but like that's a whole nother walk, man. That's a whole nother walk. A lot of people think you weak, but a lot of things what we learn, what make you a punk when you early, a lot of those things were strong people. A lot of those people that was getting picked on, they were strong. It's easy for me to fight back. It's easy for me to react with violence. That's the easy part. The hard part is forgiving someone and overcoming that situation and not having hate in my heart. I know that sounds cliche as far as the Christianity, but no. But anyway, he that findeth his life shall lose it. So guess what? A lot of us are trying to find our life in this world. This world is controlled by dark forces, Satan, the Hashatan, the devil, the serpent, whatever you want to call him, Lucifer. So you're trying to find your life in a world that's controlled by darkness. So the first step is realizing that this world is over and this world is controlled by Satan. Once you do that, you're in the right direction. A lot of us can't accept that first step right there, so we're stuck. And he that loseth his life for my sake shall find it. Give y'all a short, real testimony. I used to work at a lot of places, right? A lot of factories in different places, but I was a hard worker, I would say. I was favored in a lot of situations where people will offer me positions. More than one occasion, too. I think being a genuine good person, I think, will get you through a lot of doors. But I've been offered positions, and I've turned them down, mainly because I like the balance of, providing for my family, but also being able to spend time with my family and teach my children and be present there. So I've always valued that, but in return, in the process of that, I've had people offer me positions like, hey, you can move up, do this, do that, but it will take sacrificing my time with my children, sacrificing being there with them on weekends, situations like that. So that's an example of, he that shall lose his life shall find it. A lot of us are walking away from these. We're walking away from these things what we call success. We're walking away from the places that we live, our childhood environments, even the countries that we grew up in. A lot of people are just selling everything and getting up out of there. When I say up out of there, I think if you've been watching my videos, I'm talking about America. If you have a spiritual eye or some type of if you have a spiritual eye, you understand what's coming. I don't think I need to tell you. You know what's coming. You can feel it, right? But people are still holding on to that. They're trying to find their life in a world full of darkness. But we're trying to, hey, I'm giving it up. You can have it. I understand what's about to happen. I can clearly see what's about to happen according to what I believe. So in return, I'm going to be looked at as different amongst a world full of darkness if I'm trying to be a light. So overall, this is spiritual civil war. But anyway, man, that's all I wanted to get into. Sorry that I was kind of long-winded like always. Once again, please like, share, and subscribe. Pilgrims in the Earth. Most High bless. Peace.